Jacob Thorpe, Spokane Spokesman Review. Bob, we so often get to interview Mark Few as members of the Spokane media, but you had him on your show back in 2012 in Houston. I was wondering what you thought of him as an interview subject.
I felt sorry for him. He was walking through the park, you know, like somebody killed his dog. And Frank Martin and I were sitting there doing, it was my coach's show, so I'm just trying to cheer him up, you know, trying to help him. Was he what? Oh yeah, no, he was very happy at the end because he got to, you know, put some digs in against me and my own show. So, I think we talked about fishing, didn't we? I think so.
Questions? Front left here.
Bob, have you heard from Jerry West during the tournament at all? And what does he mean to you and to the university still?
Well, Jerry is West Virginia. I mean, he's the most well thought of, the most popular, and Jerry's been great to the state. Jerry still comes back. He's got a house at the Greenbrier. He's been fantastic. You know, Johnny played for me. I talked to Johnny more than I talked to Jerry, but in fact, I think Johnny's coming to the game. So I don't know. He means everything. I mean, he's such a good guy, such a bright guy, and he cares deeply about our state.
We'll stay on that side, just a couple of rows back.
Hey, Coach. Sandeep Chandok with the Spartan Daily, student journalist from San Jose State. So this Gonzaga team is one that oftentimes gets overlooked because of its conference that it's in and the schedule it plays, but it's still here with the 1 seed. That being said, how are you guys approaching this team in this game?
Well, I don't think they get overlooked by basketball people. I think the basketball people know what a great job Fewey's done there. They know the tradition. I mean, he may end up being the winningest coach of all time if he keeps going the way he's going. I mean, I don't know how you take that lightly. They got a great following. They got everything that you need to have a great program.
We'll go back left, standing.
Coach Justin Jackson with the Dominion Post. I was just kind of wondering, obviously you guys play in different time zones for your road games and the conference. Is there any major adjustments you have to make for this team playing on the West Coast?
Justin, you know I'm not smart enough to do that. No, I mean, we go where they tell us to go when they tell us to go. And the time zone thing, you know, it's 7:30 at home, so we generally play around that time when we're at home anyway. So I don't think it ought to be an issue.
And then just another question: you and Coach Few, how did you guys work out? How did your relationship begin? Was it just being in basketball places at the same time, or?
What's that with Fewey?
With Coach Few, yes.
Yeah, Final Four, clinics, those kind of things. He's actually fun to be with. I know he doesn't look like that, but he's actually a lot of fun to be with.
We'll stay on the left.
Kevin Kender, Blue and Gold News. Coach, you had a matchup that you kind of had to win against Notre Dame at the point guard position. Gonzaga gives you a couple of different ones, one at point, but then the one inside. Is there one that's more important than the other for you to take away?
Well, yeah, I think the guards because of the way we play. We've got to try to do what everybody else does, just kind of limit their touches inside. But I mean, the whole thing with us starts on the perimeter, so we've got to do what we've been doing.
Go in the front.
Mike Casaza from the Charleston Gazette. Bob, the basketball people you referenced, they generally regard them as one of the better defensive teams in the country. I'm curious what you see to explain that.
Who's
Gonzaga?
Gonzaga. Well, I think they always have been. They do a terrific job. I think they do a great job of scouting, so they know what you're going to do, and our game, to be successful in our game is about taking things away from people, and they do a terrific job of taking things away. And then they've got that great size inside that not just size, but they're good, and they limit you to one shot.
Questions? Go back in the middle.
Jacob Thorpe again. I'm asking you to go pretty far back here, but that tournament game against Gonzaga when you got ejected and then Chuck got ejected, I'm just curious, looking back, what you thought of that whole situation, and was Chuck somebody who frequently had those kind of backs and forths with the officials?
Chuck's father was an official, so for a long time, a lot of the guys that we had, his dad broke them in, to officiating. So he had a great relationship with those guys because of his father. I don't know, go in and sit in one of those locker rooms for a half by yourself and see how you like it. I mean, they don't put a TV in there, nothing. I mean, our orthopedic surgeon was coming in and telling me, what the score was, and then the NCAA people came in and said, you can't do that, because I was sending messages back out. I mean, people think I'm a hell of a lot smarter than what I really am. If I can do that, I couldn't possibly do that. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, and cell reception in there was awful, just horrible. And I wanted to call my mother and apologize, for getting thrown out and embarrassing her. And she said, "I can't believe you lasted as long as you did," the way they were calling things. And I just saw Mike Kitts in Buffalo. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He just, and I wasn't even talking to him when I got thrown out. It was the other guy. But he threw me out. So.
Any other questions? Go back up front, Mike.
Kind of just piggybacking off of that, the last time you played Gonzaga in the tournament, made some changes in the years following too. Did that, I don't know, the way that season ended and then the 2 seasons that followed, I don't know, what did that time do as far as shaping, I don't know, your response and how you've gotten back to this stage?
Well, they were better than us, but so was a lot of people. If you're talking about those 2 years, we weren't very good. They did a great job. I mean, if you remember that the year that you're talking about, if I'm on the same page as you are, everything went through KJ, and KJ had one heck of a year. I mean, when you're leading scorer, leading rebounder in the Big East, you're pretty good back then, and they did a great job of kind of taking him out of the game. But I mean, we really relied on KJ and Truck, and they did a great job taking both of those guys out of the game.
Go on the left by the speaker.
Bob, Ron Krochik from the San Francisco Chronicle. Gonzaga's obviously been very good for a long time, but it seems like they've taken a step forward this year. What if anything, is different or even better about this year's Gonzaga team from your analysis?
Honestly, I don't know how to answer that. I think they've been really good for a while. You look back at the players that they've been able to attract there. I mean, they've had great players, and I think we all know great players makes coaching a whole lot easier. They got really good players again, and I don't know, and Mark could answer that better than me. How this team compares to those other teams, I don't have really any idea.
Anyone else? Nope. We're good.
It's always a pleasure talking to you guys. I mean, I woke up this morning excited, about being able to come and talk to you folks. Thanks.